watched Avatar. I only watched Last Airbender this year, to be fair.
True. All right, we're gonna stop right now. Oh, wait, it went right into it. Never mind. I fucked up.
Oh, so yay! Now it's not. Now it's not my
Oh,
fault. Now you fucked up.
yeah, I did. It's time to fight
Now you
Starscream.
fucked up. Now you fucked up.
Wait a minute.
So I
This
guess let's
fight.
get.
Hold on. It's the fight in space. We're already here.
Oh,
Huh.
we already beat the game.
Wait, where you fight him in space?
Yeah. If you're fighting Megsy in space.
Oh no, it's Starscream. It's like all this like trippy bullshit around me.
Wait, it's like you fight Starscream and then you fight Megsy.
Oh,
Right,
okay, so we're like at the end of the game.
Yeah, I was mildly concerned that we were like at the very tail end of the game already.
Hey,
so.
Audience, I hope you enjoy me playing some other random game after this as Bumblebee saves the universe.
Well, for now.
Yeah, you know, until the movie comes
So
out.
I guess the obvious thing to talk about is the Sonic trailer.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, in my opinion, at least.
I mean, certainly it looks a lot better, but you know, they ain't saying that's not. I admit that's not faint praise. I'll be honest, like this.
Did they correct it, or did they intentionally make him look terrible so they could change it later and then act like they care?
They ended up bringing on was it the guy who's been like working on Sonic now lately? The was it the Tyson Hussey, I think is his name.
Oh yeah.
They brought him in after it, so no, it was not a marketing stunt. They fucked up.
I'm a fan of Jim Carrey as Robotnik. He seems like he's just playing Jim Carrey, and I have a very what's the one I'm searching for? Like, I don't hate his like comedy stylings, but like
okay, so what it is it's more of the exaggerated what Jim Carrey became later in terms of his comedy style. Because like,
all right, I'll put it in this way. Right?
Okay, you go and then I'll go.
Okay, so I like The Mask, right, as a film, because, haha, when he does his, like, stupid bullshit, it's like, it's limited.
I was actually going to use the two Ace Ventura movies, because that's actually a perfect microcosm for it.
Okay.
So, in the first movie, while he's, like a goofball and an idiot, and, you know, he fucks around, they do make sure to show you that he is, honestly, a very competent detective. Like, not even just for, like, the pet stuff, like, even just, like, for, like, finding clues, evidence, figuring out how this wasn't a suicide, this was a murder, and all that shit. And then the sequel, and like he's even able to infiltrate shit in that movie. Where then the sequel comes around and he just starts, he goes like, I'm a master of disguise, starts fucking around in the middle of the tribe, and then gets grabbed because, you know, he literally takes his disguise off in front of them. Like an idiot.
Yeah. He basically becomes a jackass who mugs for the camera for like the entirety of the movie, and exactly how he is in Batman Forever, and to
be fair, that's also Two-Face's actor in that movie. That movie in general as a whole.
For sure. But like, at the very least,
honest, that's basically every villain in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
But like, for sure. But like, it becomes notable with in the specific Jim Carrey example, because that's kind of what he goes on to, what he became famous for and went on to continue doing for a while. So it's like, I don't know. It just looks like what he's doing for Robotnik in this, and I don't really care for that. And then it's
no,
like,
I get that.
I don't know. It seems a lot better than the first trailer implied, but then it's like, is it still a movie I'm likely to see? And the answer is no. I mean, maybe if it's like really good, I'll like do what I do with all those other movies and watch it later, and they'll be like, wow, I actually kind of regret not seeing this in theaters. Oh well.
I don't watch much in theaters, so you know.
But yeah, it looked okay. We'll see. Beyond that, there's floods going on over where I am, but you know,
that's fun.
I like to I like to think of it as less that there's floods and more that God has decided that I deserve a moat.
Jesus Christ.
Also, in like more disaster news, Lewes Castle, which is a famous castle in England, has fallen over and landed on a house. You know, it's the first recorded instance of a castle sieging someone else.
That's awful. But here I am.
Yeah, I know, right? I've sort of realised that I'm a terrible person, but somehow, for some reason, people like me. And I don't really understand why, but I'm not going to question it.
You know, honestly, I don't have a good answer for you on that.
But yeah, there's been like massive floods here, and it's caused like a bridge the main bridge I usually take to get to work
shit.
to just like crack and become unusable, and lots of people are now homeless for a few months or possibly years. So you know, that's fun. But like I said, I'm on a hill, so I'm fine.
Ah, the joys of living on a hill. Can't get flooded.
Basically. Yeah, that's been pretty serious.
I got the stomp on on Starscream as a car to kill him. That's great.
I mean, you can just style on Starscream.
No, stomp on him, not style.
Yeah, I know. You style, but you know what is hitting him with a car if not as a car if not stylish?
It's true.
Styling and profiling.
Help me up. Fucking Starscream.
Wait, I still function.
So, one thing I gotta ask, because we were talking a little bit about Bendis, we'll talk more about his stuff when we do the next game. I gotta ask a question about him.
Well,
Why
I'll
the
try
fuck?
and give you an answer.
Okay, so why the fuck is he like an award-winning, like, praised writer?
That's something I've been wondering
I mean, because
basically forever. He's got to be the most award-winning praised writer that nobody likes.
I'm pretty
Like
sure
when DC picked him up, everyone's like, "Oh man, Bendis is on DC." They were like, "Oh no, how is he gonna ruin this? He's on Superman. Oh no, poor Superman, he's doomed."
Oh yeah, and then he decided, hey, let's.
And
take
then he
Superman.
wins awards and shit.
I'm pretty sure because he got like one of his big breaks was funnily enough working on Daredevil.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And in fact, I this was brought up when he came on. We're like, oh yeah, this isn't the first time Bendis has revealed the identity of a superhero. He did it with Daredevil.
I mean, but so like he got a lot of his like big break he got through Daredevil, and Daredevil is like easily transmutable to Spider-Man because there's like fuckloads of overlap on those two. Like, but like, you know, they share villains, they appear in so much in each other's storylines. It's like basically, and now that you know Marvel was like very coy to reference Fantastic Four, Daredevil became the de facto person that Spider-Man would hang out with with Johnny Storm, you know, being unpersonable.
Ah, fuck, I'm dead. I died.
So,
but yeah,
there was lots
yeah, wasn't that when Johnny Storm died?
I mean, which time?
Oh, that wasn't the first time. Like about like 6. No, it was actually longer than that because I was still.
There was a point where they were like, "Okay, so any characters we don't have the rights to, we're just going to ignore."
Well,
Shame people into giving the rights back to us, and
so
it worked.
what they do with Fantastic Four is they kill Johnny Storm and then they try to rebrand it as the Future Foundation because then they could do Future Foundation comic books and it wouldn't actually be supporting the Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And they had Spider-Man on there for a little bit, and I think X-23 joined them for like a short period.
Yeah. And then that sort of fell through because nobody super gave a shit about the Future Foundation. People wanted the Fantastic Four. So, but because for the longest time, Marvel didn't really want to support or promote the Fantastic Four. Daredevil got more of a chance to be Spider-Man's friend, as opposed to before, where it was more like oh hey, we like hang out in the same general areas, we have similar like move sets, so we'll team up occasionally, and you know sometimes Spider-Man needs a lawyer. And who are you going to call if not the blind guy? Because I mean, it's like the fucking there's the Spider-Man like what is it, the comic book that's like Spider-Man life story or something.
Oh shit!
Where basically there's a line where someone finds out that Daredevil is Matt Murdock is Daredevil, and they're like, well shit, because now if we go to the press about this, it will just show ourselves beating up a blind blind civil rights attorney. Like, you know,
It's actually pretty funny.
it is. It's like, yeah, when you point it like that, it's just kind of bullshit. It is kind of a. How do you purport to be anything but a supervillain if you beat up Daredevil? But you know, that's Civil War for you.
Civil War in general is a shit show. Ah, the Joe Quesada era. May you please rest in hell and never be referenced
Joe
again.
Quesada, who is worse, Bendis or Joe Quesada? I'm gonna say Quesada.
Joe Quesada.
You're gonna say Quesada.
I mean, I think I could
You know
actually.
what? No, I'll say.
I could actually have a civilized conversation with Bendis. I don't think I could ever do that with Quesada. I just lose my shit.
You know, that's fair.
I'm gonna say Bendis because like Quesada's a madman. Obviously, this goes without sort of and he's a hack writer. But like Bendis pretends to be competent, and he can like occasionally do work.
Actually,
he just
to be
chooses
fair,
to use his
and
he chooses to use his powers for evil.
now that you say this, it just got me thinking. Quesada has like negative rep. He's not like treated like an award-winning writer.
Yeah.
Bendis is. So you know what? You're right.
Bendis gets away with it. Quesada has never
true.
got away with it.
Nobody likes Quesada.
But whereas everyone else, whenever they want to talk about Bendis, they'll conveniently forget Ultimatum. I won't, though.
God, Ultimatum.
I'll never forget Ultimatum.
Oh God. I would love to, but I can't because the sins must never be erased. History must remember.
It's like Carbomia.
You gotta have one per Transformers video. Just saying, it's law.
Yeah, well.
And this is still Transformers until I fight Megatron.
But yeah, to be fair, I've never really understood like I never properly worked out what it was that Bendis did specifically to get himself in such good graces, because it's like Rob Liefeld never did anything except make Deadpool, but then the Deadpool he made is nothing like what the character is or is now, what people like. So
exactly. That's one thing I usually tell people when they're like, "Oh, but Liefeld." What is that? The dollar store variant? Maybe it can draw feet.
No, it's the Asian Liefeld.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's like Lighthold's never really been held in high esteem.
No.
Beyond the whole, hey, he made Deadpool, sort of. I mean, by made Deadpool, I mean he took a picture of Deathstroke, repainted it, passed it as his own.
What was it? That's what he did when he created the original version of Boom Boom, because it was literally just Blonde Jubilee.
I mean, fucking name any character created by Liefeld that isn't some rip-off. I guess. Did he make Cable? I don't think
Cable
he
made.
might have done. Okay. I guess
the Cable that people like, and when they think of Cable, is the one that's in the cartoon. They usually don't think of the original Liefeld Cable.
Yeah, well. You mean the one where he's like actually a okay guy who's just fighting an impossible war and not just,
Rumble, rumble, guns.
Yeah. Rumble Gun.
Rumble Gun? That sounds like a Transformer name, honestly.
Probably is.
Well, there is already a Rumble.
There is. Oh, but Transformers reuse names all the fucking time. There's like six different Dinobots. Not like Dinobot as in the type of Transformer, but no, the character called Dinobot.
Oh my god.
Or hell. How many clones of Bumblebee are we gonna get? Cheetor, Sideburn, Bumblebee.
I remember as a kid, I had I had a really small Bumblebee toy, and it came with a basically a red Bumblebee.
Cliff Jumper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no idea what their names were.
Yes, Cliff Jumper is the red Bumblebee, and the most notable thing about Cliff Jumper is he hates traitors.
Hey, everyone's got to have their thing,
And he was voiced by The Rock for like one episode.
He was voiced by The Rock for one episode in Prime, and then he died.
And then turned into a mindless zombie who never spoke again.
Convenient.
And then he showed up in a flashback episode, and he wasn't voiced by The Rock. He was voiced by somebody else.
Man, Prime was so good.
He was also
Prime
voiced by
was
Casey
great.
Kasem before he quit.
Oh yeah. Cliff Jumper was one of like Casey Kasem's like actual Transformers roles, not just voicing Teletran 1. But he quit because
he survived the movie and then he quit because of Carbomia.
Which, of all the things to quit over,
so we'll spare Jazz and Cliff Jumper because they're popular. Oh, Gavin Carruthers died when Casey Kasem quit. Well, crap.
Fuck.
Maybe we should have spared Ironhide instead.
No.
Well, but poor Ironhide.
I think I might try someone else against Split Swing because Bumblebee's getting fucked.
Beyond that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. problem is I only sort of really started following Bendis' work when he did Ultimate Spider-Man, and for the most part, I like Ultimate Spider-Man. It has flaws and things that I don't like in it. Like, I don't really like Ultimate Goblin just being the Hulk. Like, I've said this before, his Green Goblin is such a difficult character to get because he's a character whose very first plan was to stage a fake movie shooting, so he could get Spider-Man to be hired to join the fake movie screening, so he could get Spider-Man out into the desert where he and the Enforcers, who are basically just a crew of mobs, could beat him up in the middle of the desert. That was the extent of his plan. That's the actual first story of the Green Goblin, I should point out.
Oh, and like actual Green, like
right there.
Yeah, actual Green Goblin. He just sort of was like, man, I'm just gonna concoct this completely crazy strategy and convince this Hollywood executive to make a movie featuring Spider-Man, so that we can hire Spider-Man to play Spider-Man. And then I'll trick him into going into this action scene where the Enforcers are gonna beat him up. And then the Hulk showed up, so...
It seems a little...
This is the 60s, man. This is, like, as I said, like, first Goblin issue. Although Goblin is, like, also the first, like, Spidey villain who they, like, tried to make a mystery as to who he is. Although I'm pretty sure they hadn't introduced Norman Osborn by that point, so...
Well, they never intended for him to be Norman
Ah,
Osborn.
fuck.
But, like...
Yeah, I'm gonna try another character.
Because eventually they were like, wouldn't it be funny if Green Goblin was just nobody important? And someone's like, no, you can't have like 5 years worth of who is this guy and then do with something like that. That's terrible.
Yeah,
that would
Make
just
it a
piss
character, so
everybody
they're like,
off.
All right. So they're like, all right.
No, I'm not gonna play Sideswipe. That's just stupid. You know, Grimlock beat up this idiot before. It's the guy who turns into the train, the tank in the jet.
Yeah, Blitzwing.
Yeah.
Blitzwing's great. I mean, he's better in animated, but everything's better in animated.
I mean, yes. That's just in general. That show was underrated.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a massive like underrated gem. It was the best cartoon Transformers ever produced.
Shame, really.
Yeah, it's gone now. It's dead.
And then it was followed up by fucking Prime.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Prime had potential, but Prime just had like a lot of weird flaws, or a lot of weird things that they should have they should have just been put down to like season 1 problems that never really solved. Like the weird sort of relationships they were going for with the humans and the robots. Because even beyond the guy who wants to fuck RC thing, you got the really annoying Asian girl.
Oh god, she was terrible.
And then you have like
My favorite part is trying to understand a lick of what she's saying.
And then you have like the one kid who can just speak Bumblebee, even though no one else can. Because he's smart, I guess.
I gotta give him something, I guess.
And then it's like sort of bumbling around. And then like they did Planet Earth Unicron, which I really don't like, and I've said before I don't like that storyline.
Oh god, I forgot that was the thing in that one, that Unicron was the Earth. I literally forgot about that.
Well, because it's like it removes like the key aspect of Unicron, and what makes him cool is that hey, he's a robot the size of a planet. Like all this like god shit is whatever. It's the sheer fact that it was the oh fuck moment of that planet just became a robot. You know, and then like I don't know, the Decepticons sort of didn't really stand out. They put a lot of emphasis on this human enemy subplot that went literally nowhere. And then it was just
it went somewhere. It just went like.
Well, I mean, it went
within
nowhere.
2 episodes, it was resolved.
Yeah, it was like, oh hey, this like human put his brain inside a Transformer body, and then they just killed him off like 2 episodes later. So it's like that was like a season and a half of build-up led to that. Especially since that was Clancy Brown.
It was Clancy Brown, and the Transformer they killed was Adam Baldwin. So it was like, hey, what's gonna happen to Breakdown? Oh, it's like they've set up Breakdown with like this rivalry with Bulkhead. Oh wait, never mind. They killed him at the beginning of an episode.
Yep, by breakdown.
But Mech took him. Okay, they plugged Silas to him. Cool. Let's see what's gonna happen. And he gets captured.
Yeah.
Then he disappears for a season, and then he shows up to create a zombie outbreak, and then they die.
It was just.
In fact, that entire zombie outbreak episode was just like, it was just used as an excuse to like get rid of so many characters because they were running out of space.
So yeah, and then
Prime's problem is that like
Exists.
it would never let the arcs run. No, but I mean like it would set up potential like interesting long-term arcs, but it wasn't interested in like following them through, and then it would just like suddenly within the course of an episode like, oh, never mind, that plot's done. Everybody involved in it is dead. Where is it gonna go? Who cares?
Story over. Go away now.
Story over.
So, and then I didn't even bother with Robots in Disguise. I don't super need a story about how Bumblebee has to learn to be a leader, because
Wait a minute.
it's not really his thing.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's just New Age Hot Shot or Hot Rod.
Whichever one you decide to choose today.
I mean, at least Hot Rod in the Armada stuff was more competent. It was a semi-competent second in command.
It's true.
They had like character development that turned him from like a brash youngster into like a responsible adult. But hey, Armada was a good show.
Yeah, we're not allowed to have those.
Not anymore. Not since animated.
Animated was our last one. We squandered it. We don't deserve them anymore because nobody watched it.
I mean, because animated it was made by fans for fans, and then Prime was made by people who wanted to capitalize off of the success of Bayformers.
Yeah, and we're just not allowed to have nice things.
Nope. I fucking found out. You want to hear the most heartbreaking news I've heard in forever? So there's a Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2 in the works, and
It's been in the works for years.
Yeah, but now it's like actually got a release date, and they're threatening to bring back Bob Hoskins as that digital zombie like they've done with James Dean.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. And then there's also a Hercules live action movie in the works now. And this makes me especially sad because I thought that movie was safe, because I thought if they did a live action version of that, everyone would realise that it's just a Superman movie. And Disney
Oh yeah, I
really
remember you joked about that in recording too.
Yeah, and then it turns out it's happening. So it's like, man.
Are they just gonna do a live? I guess obviously the answer is yes. They're gonna do a live action remake of like every movie they did in the '90s. I'm like, okay. What happens when that decade is over?
Make live action Black Cauldron, you cowards. But you know,
I mean, but there's only like what 10 movies, and they've used half of them already. So
well, let's see. There was they've already used they've already done Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Lion King.
Lion King.
Oh, and well, I assume they'll also intersperse it. I will assume they'll also intersperse with like older classics like Dumbo, Jungle Book.
Well, they already did Dumbo.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
They already did Dumbo. They already did Jungle Book too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
They did Jungle Book twice. Actually, it's kind of funny to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those movies they've done, they'll probably intersperse them with other sort of remakes of older movies. So I wouldn't be surprised to see.
You know, I'm trying to get the Shield guy, and Grimlock keeps going, "No, Grimlock want to fight other guy."
No, I mean that's Grimlock for you. He's largely uncontrollable.
You know what I love? Having to repeatedly skip this cutscene.
Yeah, well, at least you can skip this cutscene. I still have trauma from fighting Riku on Proud Mode in original.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah. Because, as I said, I was a smart guy who picked the route that didn't give you guard until like well after the point I was at. So, and by smart I mean I didn't have the benefit of a wiki to know what those fucking questions at the start of the game.
I just remember spending an entire day with my friend, like trying to get past that part. We finally did, and like we did it so many times. We were basically reciting his whole speech.
Yeah.
By the end of it.
Kyrie's inside me? And it's like, well, but I mean, I think I've riffed on Kingdom Hearts a lot this year.
I mean, to be fair,
Mostly
the game
3
came out, yeah.
Yeah, mostly because 3 came out and it was everything I expected it to be, and that made it worse. You ever have that where just your expectations are met and you're like, oh, yeah. That's actually kind of what's going on with Death Stranding. Is I've not played it and I've only just sort of got like loose third-party information from people. But everything people said just makes me think, yeah, this is exactly kind of what I thought unfiltered Kojima was going to be.
Oh, just a mess.
Just sort of sort of nonsensical bullshit that has no grounding in reality or sense and just sort of strings together. Because even beyond the fact that that's just sort of his thing, like, he also knows that that's what people like him for.
Yeah.
In the slightly cynical way, and that he's playing to a crowd, because, hey, he knows people like Metal Gear because it was a bit silly. Not sort of understanding that they liked it because it was a bit silly, not
because it was
ridiculous.
it wasn't entirely silly.
But I mean, it's all about moderation, so you kind of need that bit. I feel like you need that sort of basis to build from, and then add the silly elements. Like, you know, you still need the. Ultimately, it's about a guy who's infiltrating a base to stop nuclear terrorism, and then you throw. By the way, there's a giant robot.
You need the basic plot.
Yeah,
the simple
and
plot.
As far as I'm aware, Death Stranding has no plot. But you know,
people have been joking saying that you're an Amazon delivery man.
Basically. So, I don't know, maybe I'll play it, I don't know. I've got Outer Worlds I want to play.
Oh, Outer Worlds is really good. I got it on PS4.
At time of recording, Pokemon Sword and Shield is out tomorrow, so I'll probably play that. I will play Sword and I will get my Sword Doggo, because Shield Doggo looks dumb. And who wants a Pokemon whose ability is it blocks things with its face?
I don't know.
I mean, no one does. Except all of my friends who have Shield for some reason. I don't get it either.
It's like okay, I have neither of them.
It's like those people who pick Bulbasaur in Red and Blue, you know? The Melvins, as I like to call them.
I don't know why I don't know why that made me laugh.
Now you're just imagining, like, Bulbasaur with stupid nerd glasses on.
You're right.
And it's like, yeah, that is the accurate description of Bulbasaur.
What if you pick Squirtle?
I mean, then you get a bit of respect.
At least Squirtle that's what I did.
Well, it's because Squirtle only carries you through, like, one gym.
I had all of them because I had yellow.
Because you had a link cable?
No, I had yellow.
Oh, yellow. I mean, yeah, then you got those madmen who played yellow.
That's me.
I also played yellow. I even joked to say
though. Oh, fuck, I almost got Blitzwing. I think Grimlock is the way to go. It's just, God, he's a pain. Because Grimlock can at least tank hits. Where Bumblebee doesn't do the damage to compensate against Blitzwing.
I mean, the triple changes were meant to
be... the annoying thing is, because you start off the fight where he's got all these goons around him, you basically have to spend the first bit of it just playing cleanup, and then you can have the fight.
Yeah, but he's got that zone defense.
I was gonna say, it's because he's got the zone defense, though.
He fucking knows. He learned.
I watched that episode.
I love how the triple changes are meant to be this like big serious threat when they appear, and they're just nothing. It's kind of like how Beast Wars was with the Fusors. And you might be wondering, what's a Fusor? Well, it's someone whose animal form is like if two animals had a baby. Like how Silverbolt is a wolf eagle.
Well, no, it's more like if their animal forms were horribly fused together because their pods were malfunctioning.
Was it literally just like Was it literally just Silverbolt and Quick Strike?
I mean, technically Tiger Hawk, but they weren't an actual Fusor.
Yeah, but Tiger Hawk's a horrible, like, actual love child.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was just Silverbolt and Quick Strike.
And Quick Strike himself is a bit of a, well, moron.
Quick Strike is just a scorpion with a cobra for a tail.
No, that's Tarantulas.
I keep doing that, I'm sorry.
No, Tarantulas was a cool guy right before he got killed.
Whoa!
But you know. And then Ravage showed up for some reason. And like, oh, not all Decepticons were, you know, were massacred at the end of the war. Some got reformatted into Predacons. It's like, I kind of feel like there must have been an Autobot prison camp for Decepticon prisoners of war, right? And I imagine not many of them got out of there. But hey,
That's just a theory.
I just question like why they decide, hey, you know what, the Decepticons are going to reformat themselves into another obviously evil-sounding robot faction. Should we maybe like worry about that? Nah, they won't do anything. And then one of them did.
You don't have to worry about it until they do.
And then the one who's like, I'm going to name myself after the worst dictator in our history.
Which one?
Megatron.
Oh, Transformers.
In their history, not our history. But it's like, how do you reconcile that?
I mean,
Like,
he could name himself Hot Rod.
I mean, but it's like, imagine that if like you're part of this like crew of pirates, then your guy's like, by the way, my name's now Hitler. Like, just sort of randomly, it's like, yeah, I thought I'd mention that I've decided to call myself Hitler because our people famously don't have names except when they do.
Well, no, it's like we have names. We can just randomly change them to whatever.
You kidding me?
Alternate mode happens to be.
Oh, this fight is honestly really annoying.
It's like when they all landed, and they're like,
it's annoying because it's the same fight, but they gave him more health, and they gave him enemies, extra enemies, because fuck you.
But yeah, like that, they literally.
I've been stuck on this since after I fought Starscream.
I believe in you.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm gonna say, one problem I will say with this game that's definitely a thing is that sometimes your character will just lock onto something else when you're not trying to fight it, and it'll decide that's what you want to hit right now, right? No, I'm trying to hit not the shield guy because I'll get reflected back. Okay, so you're gonna hit the shield guy. Oh, okay, cool.
So what you're saying is you want to hit the shield guy.
Yeah.
That's what the game thinks.
Well, I'm going to have an interesting time in February. So every February, me and my friends record a podcast where we talk about our top 10 favourite games of the year. So I'm going to have a hell of a time sort of truncating down all 3 Cold Steel games into, like, one. Because, like, part of the rule is it has to be a game that released this year. Either as a remake, as either like a remaster that you hadn't played before, or, like, just an actual new release. And it's like, well, I got to put the Cold Steel games on there somewhere, if only because it also gets rid of Kingdom Hearts 3 out the running. Because I just know at least 2 of my friends are going to talk about it. And it's like, I'm just going to bitch about it if I talk about it. So I've got to find a way to fit 3 games into one slot, and then basically work out exactly how much time I'm going to devote to say that Devil May Cry 5 is the best game ever made. So that's fun. Then just sort of work out where the other slots go somewhere after that. But yeah. There's a Sonic trailer, which we talked about. Massive floods.
God damn it, Blitzwing! I tried to grab him, he just like, no.
Zone defense.
Zone defense.
Shut the fuck up about this zone defense.
No, he didn't.
Listen, I don't need Blitzwings and this isn't even stereo. This is surround sound at this point.
I mean, but the problem is
even the Mook ducked out of it. This is so stupid.
But it's like that's Blitzwing's only focus episode.
This fight is so irritating. I swear to God, if Megatron's easy to this, I'm gonna be fucking pissed off.
He probably will be, because I'm pretty sure it's just a solo Megza fight.
No, I don't want to attack Blitzwing. I'm trying to attack this Mook. Why did you go all the way? Why did you go for a guy all the way across the room? Oh God, this is fucking annoying.
Can you control lock-on?
I don't think there is a way. I think he just locks on to whoever he feels like.
Well, you know why that is, though.
Bad game design?
No, because the Dinobots have simple brains.
It doesn't matter if I'm a Dinobot or not, it'll happen.
I mean, no one ever accused the Transformers of not having simple brains.
No, that's a good point.
The amount of obvious traps they fall for.
You know, that's a good point.
Hey, remember that time when Megatron was gonna, like, honorable 1v1 Optimus Prime? And then they start the fight, and then suddenly Megatron, like, has the powers of all of his Decepticons. and nobody questioned that this might be a case of Megatron cheating, because he certainly could not teleport beforehand.
No, they're just like, oh, he must have been holding back that whole time.
And then eventually, like, fucking Chip of all people, shut up, Chip, just decides maybe the Decepticons are being deceptive. What, you think that's why they're called Decepticons? Because they're deceptive or something?
You think someone's like, tell lies on the internet?
Don't be ridiculous, Chip. And then, yeah, eventually the Autobots caught on that, oh, Megatron was lying because, you know, it's literally all he ever does. It's like, why would you trust any word that ever comes out of Megatron's mouth hole, ever?
Or especially from a group called Decepticons.
I mean, you'd think so, but they never learn.
Gotcha, bitch! He's not dead, but I grabbed him. I did a dodge, and then because it was slow-mo, he didn't have a prayer at escaping me. Here, have some rockets.
He didn't have a ghost of a chance.
Why are you making ghost puns? There's no ghosts here.
There's always ghosts.
Gotcha, bitch!
Yeah, I was actually saying to someone, is that the thing I really is that the one trope I've really come to hate about horror is the ghost bitch trope.
Ghost bitch trope?
Yeah, ghost bitch is just where you're stalked by a bitch.
Got
who
him!
happens to also be. It's like where you're
He's
stalked
dead.
in a game by a bitch who happens to be a ghost, and it can also apply to movies. But like, you know, you got your rings, your grabs.
Oh,
your
yeah,
witches,
those things. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Your PT and your PT clones, and it's just like, but it's all the same. It's like, hey, look, there's a stupid bitch who's also a ghost, and she's just gonna follow you around and just be generally annoying and creepy. And it's like, fuck off, ghost bitch. See, you call them ghost bitch. I remember back in my day when the ghosts were gender neutral. It's like, you couldn't tell me what gender the ghost was in Poltergeist.
They're here.
Yeah, that's what best you could tell me is that they were here. You didn't know if they were men or women or if they were the ghosts of evil dogs. But no, now it's just ghost bitches as far as the eye can see.
Beaches.
Basically. Bitches and whores.
God. I will say,
you know what-
I will
you
say
know what,
though,
I'm-
finally killing Blitzwing felt fucking good. Now he can't talk. Now there's no more zone defense.
Yeah, now we just have to do Megatron memes.
Don't worry, there's only like 30 years of those.
I mean, my favorite is the image where Megatron like goes to Washington, right? And then he goes to the Lincoln Memorial, and he just picks up the statue of Lincoln and moves him so he can sit in the chair. Like, he doesn't even destroy it, he just picks it up. I fucking love it.
I don't know why that's so funny to
And then
me.
Bay decided to steal that scene, except he shoots him instead.
Yeah, which is like, man, that's no fun.
Well, that's because it's Michael Bay. He is no fun. Michael Bay is the anti-fun police. You can't tell me I'm wrong, because that would be a lie.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, because that'd be a lie. You don't want to lie, do you?
No.
I mean, look, Grimlock's right here on the screen. Do you want to lie to him? He wouldn't even know.
Don't you lie to this baby.
Yeah, exactly. Don't bully this
Yes.
baby.
I
You
hate
monster.
babies. The baby stalking us in our dreams.
The baby.
The
baby.
baby. The baby stalking your dreams is just Grimlock. Grimlock, follow you! A horror game, but you replace the horror monsters following you around with just Grimlock.
There's the gift. There's the gift, by the way.
Okay. By the way, I would so play that game, though. A horror game where the horror monster's just Grimlock following you.
I'm pretty sure that's been modded into RE2 at some point. Man, they've swapped Mr. X with everything.
I really, if someone hasn't done it with Grimlock, I'll be sad. But they probably haven't.
I mean, there's a mod that literally turns Mr. X into a T-Rex and Claire into Regina from Dino
Oh yeah, I
Crisis.
remember you telling me about that.
So it feels like you just need to slightly replace the texture and...
I got a sneaking suspicion I'm first gonna fight... Oh, Shockwave, okay.
Welcome to Cybertron.
Is Shockwave voiced by Steve Blum in this or Corey Burton?
I didn't really get a good listen to his voice.
I'm gonna assume Steve Blum, because he's been Shockwave's voice in like basically everything.
It sounded a little high pitched.
But Corey Burton is the original Shockwave.
You might want to look that up since it's a little hard for me to hear with the headphones and.
Yep, true. I am just gonna do that right now.
Soundwave superior. Oh yeah, I forgot he could turn into like this gun thing.
Oh yeah, he turns into a cannon because he's the only Decepticon like mainstay who didn't go to Earth, so he never got an Earth alt mode.
So his alternate mode is a big gun.
Yeah. Which, you know, makes sense when you think about it. Yeah, Decepticons. Who's for? Oh, it was none of them. It's Daryl Carrillo. Fair enough then.
Oh shit.
Which seems incredibly weird because Steve Blum is in this game because he voices Bone Crusher and Defensor.
In G1, they didn't just like
Oh fuck, I'm dead.
switch vehicle modes on the fly. It was like they needed them to be repaired.
Yeah.
We will control the plasma energy.
There
Yeah, I was
no
gonna say his
Skylands.
voice didn't really sound familiar to me.
Huh,
When he talked.
Liam O'Brien is just some of the random mooks. Fair enough. Feels, well, whatever. Feels weird that if you've got Steve Blum, you wouldn't just have him voice Shockwave, because I'm pretty sure he voiced Shockwave in a lot of things. Maybe.
There's something hilarious about watching a cannon get attacked by a dinosaur.
I thought that was why we built cannons to fend off the dinosaurs. Oh, right. So remember my friend, Wrong Opinion Sam?
Yes.
So we've had another horrifying revelation from him.
What's that?
Well, actually, a couple. First of all, that he's never seen any of the Terminator movies.
Uh-oh.
But then also that he doesn't like Alien and Aliens.
You know what I should probably, if I'm having a bit of trouble.
Did he
maybe
give
I
a
should-
stupid reason for not watching the Terminator movies, or did he just never get
He
around
said
to it?
because he doesn't like the James Cameron filmed a guy drowning for the Abyss. Where it's like, I mean, it's Hollywood. We've
the
all
mo-
tried to.
He has the most stupid logic for everything.
I don't get it either, man. And it's because then it's like at least he said, "Oh, I'm not going to watch Alien because I don't like horror." Because he doesn't like jump scares. But it's like I'm pretty sure there is just one jump scare in Alien,
Yeah.
and it's like whatever. Like the rest of the movie is like building tension, and then Aliens has no jump scares.
Yeah, because it's just an action
Aliens,
movie.
it's just they're there, they're killing you.
Oh no, they're eating me.
What is it? What is a jump scare where like
It's the one where
odd and
Dallas.
it's there?
No, it's when Dallas is in the vents. I think that's the only actual legit jump scare.
Oh,
Because I think everything. Well, I work on the jump scare as like there's nothing there, and then sudden surprise noise, and then quick cut. Like you see like the alien moving quite a bit before Ripley sees it in the.
well, it was like when she's in the pod at the end and she's like relaxing, and then like all of a sudden like the alien is actually part of the wall, but it's not until it moves that you realize it's the alien because it's black. Also, it just apparently it got in the escape pod with her, and it was just chilling in the walls, and then all of a sudden it's like, yo, here I'm hi, kitty, I'm here too, hi.
I'm gonna try one more time against Soundwave. If it fucks up again, I think I'm gonna pull out Bumblebee and try him out.
Did you ever hear the alternate ending to Alien, where Ripley would be killed by the Xeno in the escape pod, and then pick up the radio and call for help in her voice?
Ooh.
I did hear about that actually, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird cut content from Alien 1.
Yeah, it does the voiceover asking for help, but then it's just the alien
Yeah.
speaking in her voice.
Yeah, and but I'm guessing people weren't a fan of that. And then franchise. Well, then Aliens came out and it was good, and then the franchise took a very quick nosedive. But hey, Alien 3 has probably my best utterance of the word "fuck" in it, so there's that at least. And then Alien 4 happened.
I'm sorry,
By that-
you're saying a lot of foreign things to me. There were only 2 Alien movies. What are you talking about?
And then Ridley Scott thought, oh, I'm going to make Alien again. And then he made Prometheus, which I think I've said before, Prometheus would have been fine if it picked one of its like 6 plots and just went with that. But it doesn't. It just sort of has these whole bunch of plot lines that don't do anything and don't go anywhere. And then it doesn't matter anyway because the next movie comes out and the next movie is just there so Michael Fassbender can say to himself, I'll do the fingering.
Ah, fuck.
But why though?
Because, I don't know, just fuck you. Because Ridley Scott really wants to tell his story about androids and the nature of the human soul and blah blah, you know, that thing that Blade Runner did. You know, the idea of artificial life being as worthwhile as you know, biological life and blah blah blah.
Oh, you mean the thing David Cage did?
I mean, you can even finish that and that just says everything about it.
Ah, Jesus! That's what I get for my sins!
I mean,
died.
it'd be fine if like every David Cage
I got fucked up for that. Like, just after doing that, I feel like that was just karma. You will try Grimlock one more time. 'Cause I feel like I just deserved that.
I like that every David Cage game can be boiled down to David Cage saw this today and decided to steal it.
You know, it's kind of similar to Kojima and also the Kingdom Hearts guy, Nomura.
Yeah, but on the other hand, at least Kojima and Nomura have gameplay in their games, sort of, sometimes maybe.
Depending on the time of week.
I mean, there is at least a thing where you have to do where your inputs matter on some level. And then the story kicks in, you're just like, wow, this is just complete horseshit.
It's okay though.
I feel sort of sorry for the Disney VAs who are just like reading this, they're like, the fuck am I saying? Like, did anything I say actually mean anything?
No.
You just say these words. You know, don't you hate that when like, you know, there's lots and lots of words, but there's nothing else to them.
Words. I mean, it's not surprising. Like Donald and Goofy, the VAs are like, we don't know what's going on with the game anymore. We just say the lines.
Yeah, we just get our paychecks. And
To be
go
fair,
home.
no one knows what they're saying anymore.
I'm sure Nomura has like some grand vision in mind for how it's all meant to play out, but like only in his like crazy deluded head. Like, you know, that post Final Fantasy VII stuff they tried to do, and it just became this incredibly convoluted piece of shit.
Maybe he should retire.
Or maybe he should just like make
Take
solo
some
one-off.
medication.
Or maybe he should just like make solo one-off games, but then not spend 15 years making them.
You know, that could also help.
Because I've had this argument with many people before, where they're like, "Man, it's so annoying that like Final Fantasy 15 got shit on." It's like, well, you can't say Nomura didn't have the fucking time.
You get plenty
Like-
of time.
He didn't get rushed, and he clearly had budget. Like, so on some level, it's like, yeah, it sucks that they decided just to not have an ending for the game, and then post-release they just sort of gave up on it. But like, you also can't say that this wasn't unjustified.
I still haven't. I never ended up playing 15, so I
mean-
can't really comment on it too much.
You're in for an enjoyable 4 to 5 hours. Then
I just don't have any real interest in it
and then
anymore.
Yeah, and then the ending kicks in, and then you're just like, wow, oh, I've wasted my life and my money. Like, it is shockingly bad of a shockingly bad ending. But, you know, it's too late now. Now we gotta see if Square's making a mistake with,
Because if Square learned their lesson, I mean, and maybe they did because they fired the guy who did 15.
well, plus also, like, FF7 is the only big game they're working on right now that we know of. That it's not the case where it's like, yeah, we got
We got like
Fantasy-
15 games going on at the same time.
Yeah, so it's not, you're not getting just far. We're not working just on 13. We're working on 13, on Versus 13, and Agito 13, and then there's Kingdom Hearts 3 somewhere in there, and all this other shit we want to get out. And it's like, No, now all they've got going on is FF7 remake and whatever, like smaller title, like smaller Switch or.
Which honestly is the better idea. They should have been
Well-
doing that for a long time, just doing smaller games along with their big game.
Exactly, because it's like, hey, you couldn't because you got in a position where hey, you can't work on Kingdom Hearts 3 until 15/versus 13 was out the door because Nomura, you kind of needed Nomura for the Kingdom Hearts because it's his baby.
Wait, hold on. I like how Megatron's like, you fail to stop me again, Autobots. Like, don't you almost always lose?
Well, they don't stop it.
I
They,
mean, eventually he won for a while.
Yeah, he did actually wind up killing Optimus Prime.
Yeah, but he also died too.
No, he
Yeah, but
didn't. No, he didn't. He still functioned. That's the whole point. But Starscream threw him out of Astro Train anyway.
Ah,
Yeah.
So he does actually wind up lethally killing Prime, and he survives at least long enough to go and find Unicron.
Yeah.
true.
And
That's
Unicron's
true.
like,
I mean, he
"Yeah, I'll
was- he was
rebuild
like-
you."
I mean, he was like too beat up to go anywhere, but I mean, he technically won.
He could
Yeah,
have.
you know what? You're right. You're right.
He could have. He could have probably been repaired. But Decepticons.
To be fair, I think Optimus could have been repaired, but Autobots are incompetent. I mean, have you seen there's doctors and scientists?
I mean,
No, their doctor also died, so I mean, that
yeah,
probably didn't
they're both
help.
their doctor and their head scientist both died in the battle. So all they had left was Perceptor, who, when he does a checkup, has no arms because his transformation is into a microscope, which, considering you're all giant robots, is sort of pointless. But
Supposedly he could have been repaired if not for that final shot to his already damaged chest.
is that
There's
what?
there's a comic where Hot Rod doesn't interfere and like
Yeah, we
Megatron
talked about this before.
once, yeah, and then he kills him and then he's fine. He's like, yeah, they patch him up, he's good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we talked about this last time. Over the one where if Hot Rod did nothing, it would have been better.
But yeah, so Megatron does technically win that fight at the end, but
Yeah, you're right.
then Starscream backstabs him because Decepticon, and we get Galvatron.
And, there's a part where Megatron's like, maybe I should have just fucking killed this guy. People were right on the internet. Yeet.
Well,
I mean, probably because the first thing he does is Galvatron kill Starscream.
I mean, he could accept the accept the betrayal because after. Oh, what is it? Is it Megatron?
This is a terrible map
yes,
for
it does.
Grimlock.
He does. Like Beast Wars Megatron says it to Tarantula.
Beast Wars Megatron's like I'll accept your betrayal if you didn't fail to kill me.
Yeah. I could take the betrayal. What I can't abide is your sloppy nature. And it's
Oh
like,
my
yeah,
god, I can't be Grimlock for this part where I gotta escape the pod. This is terrible. I can't wait to die so I can just switch to somebody else.
but that's why I say Beast Wars Megatron is the best Megatron. Because he didn't even lose every fight is the brilliant part. Because a lot of Beast Wars episodes were also, hey, the Maximals are going to do a cool thing, and Megatron doesn't want them to do it, so he's just going to fuck that up for them. And
When
then-
the camera decides... So I keep adjusting the camera to look topside so it's easier for Grimlock to move. And the camera's like, stop doing that!
Why are you doing that? Why you do this?
Why are you
Yeah.
making this possible?
But yeah,
And then it changes the controls, too. So, that's fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. This isn't fucked. Alright, I'm gonna switch to, I'm gonna switch to Optimus, because he should be easier. And
remember when Dinobot was like, Primal, I challenge you to honorable combat to run the Maximals. And they're like, you could just join us, And he's like, no, honorable combat. So then they have honorable combat, and Dinobot doesn't technically lose, but Primal, basically, they come to the decision that Primal would have won if not for the Predacon interference. So
this is so much easier when you're not Grimlock.
man, remember that Beast Wars episode, Sabo, where where Scorponok made a virus to turn Primal into a coward?
Yeah, and then but instead it turned him into a psycho warrior who single-handedly killed them all.
Yeah, but they turn him into this like guy who has basically no fear and doesn't give two flying fucks, just wants to crush, kill, destroy. So he like just flies over to the Predacon base and just fucking systematically tears through every single one of them, like unrelentingly. It's great. Because Megatron, and I like how Megatron gets the anti-serum on him, and it's like, well, everything's fine, and then he just gets decked by regular Primal.
Optimus, the core is
Man, there's so many great Beast Wars episodes.
more and more power until it blows.
And then there's Tigatron. We don't talk about Tigatron.
Planetary extinction.
Nah, he was alright. He was alright at first.
Well, I mean, he was just a goddamn hippie who barely appeared, and then he fucked off. Then he got killed. Man, just think, Waspinator was one of the people planned to be, or one of the bots planned to be killed at the end of season, end of season 1. Wouldn't that have been a miserable time of Beast Wars without Waspinator?
I mean,
Man, remember that one episode where like Silverbolt and Rampage both like befriend transmutate? Which is just this absolutely horrifying monster.
So, dumb question for you guys.
Shoot.
For when I do fight Megatron, who do you want to fight Megatron?
Sideswipe.
Really?
You spent the entire game ignoring him, and Sideswipe is the hero we needed.
it's his time.
Alright, okay, sure. How many times do I have to play him before I give up and play someone else?
Twice.
Twice, okay,
Yeah.
that's generous.
It'll be nice. Sideswipe is the hero that we didn't deserve.
I mean, he's Michael Bell.
I forgot how
Bell,
good.
who
I've
took
like
Michael Bell,
not played Optimus Prime this entire game up until like the intro. I forgot how good he is.
I mean, that's why he's Prime.
That's why he's the strongest of all of them.
That's why he's the leader, because he used to be Orion Pact, and then he used to admire those Decepticons. And it turned out they were arseholes. Because the aerial bots had to go back in time to learn this lesson. Because they were like, man, the Decepticons are cool. I wish we were like the Decepticons. And then Prime and Silverbolt are like, this is stupid, you're stupid. Go back in time and learn the truth. And they went back in time and saw the Decepticons just being assholes. And like, oh, maybe they're not such cool guys after all.
Oh god.
They're just a good thing that Cliffjumper didn't hear those aerobots talking about that, because he fucking spent an entire episode trying to take him out for being goddamn traitors.
Traitors?
Traitors.
I mean, making fun, like, I make it sound like it's all a joke, but it's actually not. Literally, Cliffjumper had one episode, which was that he thought Mirage was a traitor. Then that became his entire character.
I mean, that's what happens when you get one character episode.
Yeah. Unless you're tracked. Oh, I guess we didn't talk about that. Well, me and Sabo did. But do you want to tell them who voiced Trax in G1?
Oh yeah, so it turns out the guy who's not Cassius in Trails of Cold Steel also played Trax
Yeah.
like 30 years prior when he was a young man.
And you might not know who Trax is. Trax is the hip young Autobot who hangs out with street youths. And bizarrely got 2 focus episodes.
He got 2 focus episodes featuring his friendship with this ghetto guy
Called
who defeats
Raoul.
Megatron by opening a panel and putting spray paint in it.
Yeah. And it would be fine, except Raoul actually changed his race between both episodes.
You know, as you do.
So
This is
he's not-
normal.
But he does have this fantastic line that I always love, which basically goes, "Foo on that jive, my main machine's in trouble." And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's a line. That's a Transformers line. I'm going to quote that.
Sounds fair. Sounds fair.
You know, there's just some lines in Transformers that you gotta quote. Like, Boastful Manfish.
Wanna bet?
No, not that one.
Oh.
Not that one.
Or my favourite one to quote is, "I have nothing but contempt for this court." Why they say that in court? Or guilty or innocent. There's like lots of lines. Just nothing by, you know.
Guilty or innocent? Innocent. Feed him to the Sharktacons.
Yeah. What do they do when he's guilty? Also feed him to the Sharktacons. It's a tough system, but a fair system.
Perfectly balanced.
And, you know, still slightly better than the Japanese legal system.
Oof. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but oof. Oh god! One of the robots got himself stuck trying to attack Wheeljack for this escort bit, and he just couldn't attack. He was just stuck in the air, and I got to beat on him for a good bit. It was great. I love it when shit like that happens in video games.
Ah, good. Raoul's wiki page. Immediately going in. Raoul is a breakdancing street punk carjacker with a bandana, a mullet ponytail, a rhinestone-studded leather jacket, and a heart of gold. Man, the 80s sucked. And then, yeah, Trax and Raoul's friendship came about because Trax was just hanging around and Raoul tried to carjack him. So it's like that one. You remember that one PSA that Transformers did, which told kids not to just fucking steal cars? Yeah, that was also an episode.
Huh.
But yeah, it's like. Also, I think the second episode also featured Transformers having to throw down in a dance club that was run by Soundwave and Starscream.
Ah, yes. Soundwave and Blaster had a dance club fight.
Yeah, because.
And they were like, I've wanted to do this ever since I met you.
Yeah. Because Soundwave and Blaster are arch enemies, apparently. Ah, here it is. Through on this jar, my main machine's in trouble. God, I love that TF Wiki quote has quotes.
Oh god! Fell off a cliff.
Oh,
God,
there was
these
a
bugs.
human. There was a human called Poplock. Jesus.
Poplock?
Yeah,
What?
fucking Poplock.
That's his name.
Yeah, that's a human called Poplock.
A human.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be dumb if it was a transformer still, but
Human.
even dumber
In
when it's a
times
transformer.
like this, I like to quote the Ferengi rules of acquisition. You want me to remember one? Dignity in an empty sack is worth the sack. That's what code I live my life by.
Well, I broke his claw.